Hi, I'm Catalina, Registered Dietitian with Yukon Center for Public Health and Health Policy. I'm here in the dairy aisle to give you tips on how to select healthy and budget-friendly products in the dairy section. There are so many items to pick from. I mean, look at all the array of yogurts, of milks, of cheeses, so much, so many options. Dairy foods are a great source of calcium, of vitamin D, and protein, and many other nutrients that are important for building strong bones. But they can also be a source of saturated fats and also of cholesterol. So you need to pay attention to which dairy products you are selecting. In general, adults need 3 servings of dairy, while younger children need 2 to 2.5 servings per day. A serving can be 8 ounces of milk, or 8 ounces of yogurt, or 1.5 ounces of hard cheese. Now, let's talk a little bit about yogurts here. Now, choosing the best yogurt can be overwhelming sometimes because look at how many options we have. It's so difficult. But here are a few tips so that you can get the best out of your yogurt. Choose yogurt that is lower in fat. So look for the 1% or the fat-free yogurts. Also, pay attention to the sugar content when you're picking your yogurts. Flavored yogurts tend to have a lot of added sugars and very little fruit. Let's take this one for example. This has 30 grams of sugar, mostly from added sugars, versus a plain one which has only 11 grams of sugar coming from the sugars naturally present in the milk. And if you have any questions or doubts about it, make sure that you turn them around and that you look at the nutrition label and at the ingredients list, and that's how you will find out. Greek yogurt has also become very popular because of its higher protein content and also its thicker texture. But just like with the other yogurts, you have to read the label and make sure that you're picking the one that has less amount of sugar and also that's a lower fat variety. So let's take these two for example. The flavored one has 20 grams of sugar, while the plain one has only 7 grams of sugar. And again, these grams of sugar are only coming from the milk, so no sugar added. Again, look at the label. I personally like to buy the plain yogurt because I can get more uses out of it. And on purpose, I would buy the bigger tub, again, because of its versatility. So I can add this, a little bit of honey or fruit in it just for my regular yogurt, or I can also add it to sweet potatoes or salads for dressings, or instead of a sour cream to make savory recipes or savory dishes. If you consume yogurt a lot, you're going to be better off buying the bigger tub like this one, or even bigger if the store has it, because you're going to get more servings per dollar than when you buy the smaller sizes. When choosing cheeses, pay attention to the sodium content, as they can be high in sodium as well. If you have high blood pressure or a sodium dietary restriction, make sure that you look for the reduced sodium varieties in the store, or eat the regular cheese in smaller portion sizes. Cheeses can also be high in fats and also cholesterol, so choose the reduced fat versions or eat smaller amounts of the regular versions of that cheese. I personally like to buy the block of cheese because sometimes it's cheaper to buy it this way than to buy it shredded. Remember that every time that you get a prepackaged food that has been conveniently processed for you, it tends to be more expensive. You can get more uses out of this one as well. When choosing your milks, choose the lower fat options, your 2%, your 1%, or your fat-free versus your whole milk. The main difference, or the only difference between all these milks, is the fat content. But the rest of the good nutrients like your vitamin D, your calcium, and your protein is going to be the same in all the milks. Some people may not be able to tolerate regular milk because of the lactose content, but we have so many options now. Try rice milk, coconut milk, soy milk, almond milk. Just make sure that they are fortified with calcium and vitamin D, so you're still getting those good nutrients. Also, make sure that you buy the unsweetened versions or unflavored, because you do not want those added sugars. Remember to always flip the carton around and look for that nutrition label and the ingredients list. Make sure that it doesn't have any added sugars. You also have the same options with the yogurts. Other calcium-rich foods for those who cannot consume dairy products are calcium-fortified juices, canned fish such as sardines or salmon with the bones, soybeans and other soy products like tofu or tempeh, also green leafy vegetables such as collard greens, bok choy, turnip greens, or kale.
Thanks for dropping by the dairy department today. If you have any other questions about nutrition or your health, make sure to ask a registered dietitian. This healthy grocery tour has been brought to you by the ShopRite of East Hartford and Manchester, Connecticut, and SNAP4CT.org.